Filming from the Energy Defender studio. We are here with our interview portion with Alex Gherardi, owner of Lexa Concrete. What's up, man?
All good, Steven.
Yeah,
another year gone.
Yeah, another one in the books.
Moving quick.
How'd you guys make out? Good year?
Yeah, we had a good year. Yeah, we had a good year. It was a dry year, and we started running out of work towards the end, like everybody else, because it wouldn't rain, so we wouldn't lose any time. But outside of that, it's good. Now we picked up a lot and getting ready to go through the winter.
Do you build? Do you build like time off, like rain days and weather?
No.
Into the schedule? Okay.
No. It's hard to, it's hard even to make like a call for the day if it's going to rain, and I'll just wait till 5:30 in the morning. I'll look at the map and see what it's like and take a shot and go, or if not, I'll tell them to stay home. Then when I usually tell them to stay home,
it's dry as
the
a bone.
sun comes out, it's a nice day, and then I get pissed off.
It's just like Monday.
Yeah.
We were off on Monday, and it didn't. I don't think it rained a couple drops.
Yeah. Hey,
you guys off tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow's
we're all off
tomorr's a
tomorrow.
washout. Yeah. Then it's gonna get cold again Thursday,
It's
Friday.
winds too, 50 mile an hour.
So that's gonna be a little tricky. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all good. All good.
Yeah, that's cool. So let me I'm really curious about how Lexa Concrete came to be.
Lexa Concrete. So I'll give you a little background. So I graduated in 1988 from Fairleigh Dickinson University with a degree in construction engineering. And with that, my first job was with Atlantic County Engineering, which was a shock to me. I didn't know anybody to get into a government position. I got in, and so for 4 years I worked under the county engineer who was with Gene Pettit, and he was great boss. And he said, Alex, the only way you're going to learn is go out in the field and look and ask questions and just watch. And for the first 2-3 years, that's what I did. And then they brought me in and to start designing roads, and I was bored. I hated it. And then
so when you design a road, like what are some of the because I've been dying to talk to an engineer, so I'm super happy you said that. What are some of how do you start that project? Like, we need to get from here to here, go?
So basically you find a road that you want to redesign, okay? And you do topo the whole road. Now in 1988 to now, totally different. Surveying, the electronics, everything's totally different.
So it's not new construction. This is we're maintaining an existing road.
Yeah, maintaining and making it better, drainage wise. Because now
Yeah, you add a super slope instead of a crown,
super
or
elevations and all that, and it's all. If you ever go through a road, you'll see those rubber lines that go across the roadway like that. It's tracking like how many cars are passing here through the day, so they know the volume, and basically that road's probably at some point going to fail just due to the amount of volume on it. So they'll do a rough design on it. They'll do a topo, and just build it from the topo. So we know what kind of slopes you have for your road. 2% or greater in some areas, and it's just designed from there, especially with storm too. So storm's a big deal. Get that water off the road faster, so it's safer for cars driving by. And it's just it's a process, but it's boring too. For me, it was boring.
Yeah.
I hated it. I actually hated it. I could never be in the office. I would rather be out in the field and just watch.
Was it a lot of math?
Yeah, a lot of math.
So you're figuring so those car counters, are they tracking weight?
They're just tracking how many cars are passing through.
Weight doesn't matter?
No.
Mm-mm. For the engineering process, weight of a vehicle, like if it's a heavy freight.
Well, again, it all depends, right? Highway, different thickness of, right? Mm-hmm. The asphalt's thicker, right? So you're going maybe a 6 inches of base to a top, 4 top. Where you go municipal road or city street, 2 inches, bill and overlay, and it'll last you for 5 years, There's no traffic on it.
So like the Parkway, how it's there's a car lane and a truck lane.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the truck lanes were engineered differently than?
No, it's still the same.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think the thickness is carried all the way across, right? So you get all kinds of spread calculations and all that. Basically, you want the shoulders of the road to be the strongest part because all the weight pushes outward. Yes, in terms of that, yeah, it's all pretty much designed the same, thickness-wise.
Okay.
And all that, yeah. Right. Let's say, for instance, you get into, let's say, White Horse Pike or Route 9. I mean, they'll mill and that road, and it's just thick. I mean, it's a lot of meat to it. So, but
Roger that.
yeah.
Okay. So continue.
Yeah. So then I worked with Kappa Ferry for 5 years, and I left there, and I did short slurry at the time, APS then, his layout, and I was getting involved with the concrete crews. But in the meantime, Marandino.
What year was that?
It was like 1992. Okay, then Marandino Concrete, which my boss was Jimmy, they used to do work for short slurry at the time. And I became friendly with him. And we go golf here and there. And then out of the blue, he just calls me up. He says, hey, you want to come and see me? So, all right, what's this about? Went to go see him. He goes, my son wants nothing to do with the business and all that. And I want to retire. I want to go down to Florida. And so then I said, yeah, the salary difference was really good. And so I decided I'm going to take a shot. And I took a shot, get in there.
So what, he hired you as a project
to run the company, right? Okay. Never did it. Cool. Nothing. He just throws a bunch of stuff down. He goes, I don't want to know nothing. I just want to retire and go to Florida. You, my son, and his brother at the time. Him and his son had just a bad relationship. So they would be in the same office. They would communicate by letter. It was the craziest thing. Right? It's the craziest thing. So, so he trusted me, and it was something there was something there. I felt, and he said, listen, 5 years, buy the company. I said, all right, buy the company. All right. I'm telling you, 5 days, for 5 years to the day, he brings me in. He said, listen, he goes, I told you could buy the company, you buy the company, but it's got to be with my son. Now, I was giving directions to his son, and his son didn't want to know nothing about the business, didn't care how much money. He was an operator, 825, great operator, great worker. And, but he just couldn't take the stress of it. And so I said, no, Jimmy, it's got to be me 100%. I can't have no partners or nothing like that. Because I don't know if that's going to fly. I'll talk to my son. 2 days later, bang, we made a deal. So it was like a 7-year buyout. It was manageable. And, but it was hard. So married. My daughter was just born a year old, building a house where I'm at now, a lot going on, and just the company was sick. It needed to have a revival, right? It had to be everything upgraded, and just the mindset had to change. Culture. Yeah. We were more of a sub. Then I decided we're not doing that anymore. We're going to be more of a general, and so it took a lot. But it's worked out, right? So 21 years later, here we are. So, and it's probably the best move I've ever made. So we have 4 concrete crews of 6, and we have like 5 staff. So we're getting bigger. So every year we've gotten bigger and bigger.
Yeah, you guys have. When did you change the name?
The name was changed. So what happened was we were getting. So there's 2 Marandinos. There's Jimmy Marandino and Charlie Marandino. Mm-hmm. So they did not get along. They were brothers. But we were always getting to, let's say, they always consider us like Marandino, thinking it was Charlie. So I said we had to get away from the name. So I got my name, Alex, and I spun the A around to make it Lexa.
Is that Pig Latin?
If you think so, I don't know. But they had another name too, because my son's named Luca and my daughter's Gabriella. And we have another company. It's called Lucarella. So I like that one too. But I think Lexa just stood out for me.
Yeah, it sticks.
Yeah, it sticks. Yeah. So, and it's worked. It's worked out well. So
Yeah, you guys are growing rapidly. It seems like. I mean, you guys are all over the place.
We've every year we've gotten bigger and bigger, and just for the mere fact is, I think like as long as you can manage it, right? So if you can manage it, you can do as much as you want to do. The fear is not having enough work. You chase it, don't get the right numbers down, and you start losing money. So I'm not doing that. I mean, I did that in the beginning and was lost to companies. I can't chase my competitors. I said, there's another way. So we streamline. We manage it tight, but I let the guys. I have great foremans, and we got a great office. But everybody watches the company, right? So everybody wants to see the company do well. And but I'm not a screamer. I'm not never scream at a guy or like that. I'll take him aside and say, listen, we got to do things differently or whatever. And we respect each other, and it's worked. Like I said, it's worked out well. So like I've had my foremans have been with me for quite a while, so they know the business. And the only time I really stay away is when it's hot. I don't go out there. I don't break their stones. I stay away, and I get it. Man, it's hot. So, but like I said, we have a mutual respect for each other. We treat each other well. Like I said, I always want them, even though it's hard work. They work hard. I don't want them like I hate going to work the next day or whatever. I just want them to be happy and I hope they're happy. I mean, they've been with me for a long time, so.
Yeah, if they weren't happy, you would know, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it would make things a lot harder, right? So it'd probably be a lot harder to grow. But like anything, right? There's growing pains, but you got to do it right. You just got to do it right. You got to be smart about it, Like anything that's successful, you just don't. It's just like, let that guy take care of it. You still got to be on top of everything, Even if they don't see you, they know that you're there, That's important.
Do you do, so you have like a bid guy, you have project managers.
So the big guy, so I used to do it all. So the big guy is me. So the project manager was me, and then the billing would be me, then my secretary, Terry. So everybody knows her. And she's been with me from the start.
You do all of that still? You do all your bid work?
Yeah, I do. I bid everything.
Wow.
Yeah, I bid everything, and I manage. Like I know if we're making money, losing money, and I'll tell the forms, we got to do something different here. But Terry, she's been with me since the inception. So it was 25 years we've been together since Marandino. She knows the business, and she's sharp. She's great. And we hired another young girl, so she's going to start at some point, take the reign over for Terry because she wants to retire at some point. Then we got Dave Grissom. He's my super. And he's learning. So he was an inspector for Remington and Vernick. So again, you're going from inspections to construction, totally different animal. You got to reprocess.
It's a 180.
You got to do a reprocess. Yeah. Now you're on the contractor side, and but it's working out. He's working out. So cool. Yeah, so it's all good.
So, is there any way you could like walk me through your process to bid? Because I'm very curious about that too.
That's a process. So basically,
are there like secrets to it?
I don't know if there's secrets. You know what your men cost you a day, right? And you know what your insurance and all your other expenses. So it's my salary, all the internal salaries, the girls, the mechanic, and all that, and you try to gauge a number per hour that is a culmination of all that. And basically you make money. Now this is concrete. You guys, asphalt's totally different. I mean, you guys like mill, pave, and you're blasting away, right? Concrete's totally different, right? There's a little bit more of a process. You dig, you set the form, pour, then do it's continuous repetition, right? But you got to know. So I got to figure out what I want to make in a day. Let's say I take out all the labor, the material cost and all that, and I want to make 15, 20% a day or at the end of the week, it's basically, it's a feel. Every job is different. And it's just, I don't know how to, that's a good question. there's no secrets because I do it all
Do you do
by
like penny items?
yeah, with penny some stuff. Yeah,
What's an example of something you would penny?
barricades, barrels, because we got them. So I could lose a bid if I charge full price for that, and it's happened. I mean,
Are
I'm
they
sure
supposed to be new though?
they have to be. The reflective part has to be generally in good shape.
Yeah.
Cones have to be good.
And they never are.
No, they can't be caked with all. No, nobody really checks all that stuff, you know. But it's like I do it. I don't do. I think Jimmy's the same way. I don't think he does it on computer. I think he does it all by hand, like his bidding. Mm-hmm. Where other guys, like say the big guys, like South State, Pearson, they have these big big
Algorithms and stuff.
Yeah, they have all this estimating programs and all that. They plug in with what everything costs, but I don't want to do it that way. I don't need to do it that way.
So I'm going to give you an example. Like I was on a job with the contractor I work for this year, and they so the state didn't foresee there being much flagging on this job, so we bid $200 per flagger per hour.
Okay.
And I guess in the back of his mind, he knew, like, we're going to need some fucking flaggers on this job.
Right.
And, I mean, before you know it, dude, we're out there paving, and they're like, we need more flaggers.
Right.
And we're like, oh, we need 8. And we like loaded up on flaggers.
Yeah. But you get $200 an hour. That's pretty good.
Oh, we broke the state record, they said.
For
Literally, yeah.
With what, hours or the dollars? Like the total?
The $200 an hour was the most they agreed to pay for flagger.
Jimmy did good.
Yeah, he did.
Good. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, he did. But like, do you ever see stuff like that in bid work where you're like, you know what, like they might miss this, and I'm going to bid this high because it's an item.
Oh yeah.
And they might miss it, but we're going to need a lot of this, so I'm going to bid it high, and they might.
You got to read the spec and make sure it's covered. You know, sometimes they leave a lot of stuff out. But a lot of jobs now they have police hours. They already give you the hours.
Yeah. You don't make no money on police, right?
No. The rate's already established, the hours, and you don't have to worry about it. But usually flaggers, you don't see too many jobs that have that anymore. You know, there's usually a number associated with it.
Yeah.
You know, so let's say if we work for the county, there's a county rate, like say for cops and all that, and that's it, and that's what they get. Yeah, you can't mark it up, you can't do nothing.
Well, we actually assumed that the cops were going to flag with us, like in you know.
Yeah. They were state troopers, right?
Yeah, they went.
No, they ain't.
They were like, we're not fucking flag. So like, we need flaggers.
They get out of those cars, you know that. Especially if it's hot for you.
Well, the first day we were out there was 110 degrees.
Yeah,
they were flagging.
Oh, were they? They were pissed.
And the one guy, I totally forgot about him. I gave him the gun, the temperature gun. I'm like, when this gun, when you get to like 140, I was like, just move up. It's fine.
Right.
And I totally forgot he was like on a hot asphalt all day. I drive down to this guy like after 10 hours. He's purple. He was about to pass out. I was like, Jesus Christ, guy, get in your car. I got a fly. I was like, oh my God, someone help this guy. I got him water. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I just kept checking the temperature. But meanwhile, all these other state troopers are driving by this job. They know they're coming out like one of these days.
Right.
The next day, the new round came in. They're like, we ain't fucking flagging.
That's funny.
I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, that's funny.
We're in bad shape.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Okay, so there is stuff that you see sometimes where you're like, they might miss this.
Yeah, sometimes it's far and few between because they always get you one way or the other. You know what I mean? So you try not to, like, say, hurt yourself and penny something stupid. You know?
Right.
But again, it depends. Like the engineer's good. I mean, I know the state inspectors are tough. I mean, they don't want to hear nothing, but. If you get a good repertoire with these inspectors that you deal with locally a lot, them guys are all good. Yeah, nobody wants to screw each other. Just get a good job and go home. That's it.
Yeah.
Build the job, make everybody look good, make the road look nice or whatever, and everybody goes home is happy. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Man, so you're taking a lot on. That's a lot to do in a day. I feel like you could just a bid guy by itself is a big
bidding
job.
is going out to the job, looking at it. But now you got Google. You can go on Google Maps and look at it. It gives you just as good. But again, you got to look at the date. You know, sometimes they shoot in 2000, 24 years later, then there's a lot of difference, right? But yeah, usually you go out. But I enjoy it. You know, I mean, I'm 59, so how much more do I want to go, right? But again, if I retire, what am I going to do? But we have a nice life. It's but I like it.
Are you in a position, like, do you feel like you can't ever leave? Like, you can't go on vacation, you can't do anything fun?
Before that was like that before. Yeah.
What do you do now? Like, how did that change?
Well, I got Dave, so it makes things a lot better. So, but it's hard because, again, it's your company, right? So you got to make sure things are. You're always going to have that in the back of your mind. But no, I've gotten better. My wife would say it should be more, but she understands. Like my father-in-law was a mason contractor. He was big at the one time, so he would do the same thing. He's work, but he established a nice life, from all that. Mm-hmm. But then as you get older, like you tend to see things differently now, right? So yeah, do I want to travel more? Sure. My kids are in college, they're older, they're fine by themselves, But yeah, but it was hard. Yeah, we wouldn't take that many vacations at distance, And
it was just cause you just felt like you couldn't leave.
Yeah.
How do you replace yourself when you do leave now?
Well, I got trust in Dave, so he's my super. So in my office, so they watch out. Yeah.
So you're not bidding every day.
No,
you're not.
No,
okay.
No.
So you can leave.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. It's more as like the guys. If I get the guys established on the job and they can sit there for weeks upon weeks, that's a lot easier for me, right? Instead of like these 3-4 day jobs, hit and find another home. Yeah, that's where you have to look ahead, 2-3 weeks. Like, all right, I got to get these guys, make sure they're working because they have to work, and work generates income you need for the bills. So, like, nobody has to understand, like, construction, you make all this money. Yeah, all right, you make money, you do well. Don't get me wrong, but when those checks are coming in, they're going out just as fast.
Oh, it's a grind.
It's crazy,
it's an absolute
and
grind.
you have to collect money. Here we go. It's like. We tell us the girls call the townships, see if we're on the agenda, when we're getting paid, who misses this, and then when they miss us, they miss a payment cycle. Now you're out another 30 days, right? But already your unions are paid, materials are paid, your guys are paid, right? So that's a lot of money out. Now you guys, how many employees? How many employees I have? We have 30. So
well, like. The construction company is probably 30 to 50.
Okay.
And then the drivers, they're probably another 30 to 50 drivers.
That's a big nut.
But they're two different companies.
Right.
Yeah.
But again,
they're still the same.
Right. So that's a big nut every week, payroll, right? See that you have that money has to start coming in, right? So that getting back to the business part, that's the biggest stress is collecting money, believe it or not. Getting to work is stressful, but you get to work because we have so many contractors here, and when everybody's filled up, right, it seems like you can get the jobs are easier to bid and to get. So if you go to a bid opening, 3-4 bidders, you have a good chance of getting it. But you come from wintertime, from January to about March, you got 8 to 10 bidders. Your luck isn't going to be good, because somebody's really going to lowball it. And because they're nervous that they're not going to have any work, which I don't get. But you
don't ever feel like you have to just get something just to keep the guys going.
It's happened, and that's when I got myself in trouble. That was in the early stages, but I said I can't do that no more. But then I figured out there's a lot of work out there, right? Like road work is always going to be there.
Oh yeah.
Like. Even like when we had the economy was horrific, like in, I don't even remember, 2007 and 8, it was bad, right? But road contractors did well because you always need roads, you always need infrastructure, and it continues to this day. Like so this summer there wasn't that much of a bidding process because there was not much bid. But come fall, there was the work was like, when's it going to stop? It's like nonstop. And now you're loading up. Everybody's getting filled up again with work and all that. But then your numbers tend to come up somewhat, which is good,
How far out do you schedule?
I schedule a month out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But again, we have some jobs, like say for the county, they could sit on the job for 8 weeks. That's great. I don't have to worry about that crew, and I'll worry about the other three. But then the other three will have jobs where they sit on the
Wow,
job.
what a grind. I thought you guys were scheduling way in advance. I didn't realize it was only a month.
Yeah.
That's constant.
Constant. Yeah, we're always, I always told Dave, or like it's always 2 weeks ahead. Look, 2 weeks ahead, make sure the markouts are called and get the layout going and all, because you never know.
You have no idea what's on the other side of 30 days.
No.
Wow.
No. Nope. I'll go to my office. The board's loaded up with work, and we have the pre-cons, and they'll want to say a start date, and then we'll see when these crews finish up, and then we'll just bring them gradually. It'll bring them in there, And we're pretty good. We're pretty good at managing the schedules and all that. So, but again, we do a lot of, like you guys. You guys do more. You do a lot of state work. You do a lot of county work. We do the same thing. A lot of county work. Camden County, Gloucester County. Not too much Atlantic County. Well, the Gloucester County, we just picked up a job. First time working for Gloucester County, so we'll see how that goes. But Camden County, we've done a lot of work.
I think we got Burlington.
You got a massive one in Burlington.
Oh, yeah. Big boy.
Yeah, it's a big one.
That's going to be, there's a lot of shitty roads in Burlington.
That's a big one, man.
130, man, that's not going to be any fun.
No, that's a nasty road.
That is.
Yeah, it's a nasty road.
It's wide.
What's great is we know our competitors, right? I know Arawak. I know South State. Pearson's not too much of a thing. Now you got Earl's in play right now. He's a pain in the ass. And but it's good to know
It feels like everyone works together, though. Like the three you mentioned.
Yeah,
I feel like they really work together a lot.
They all know each other, right?
Yeah.
So again, there's plenty of work out there. I mean, South State again, he everything.
It's a monster.
Everything. But Earl's a problem, and everybody knows it.
What do we like? What can be done about that? They just got that 206 job.
How big was that?
It's pretty big, but I know we were. I know we bid it, and they won it, and it's right here in Hamilton.
Yeah. So you got the Burlington job, right? They put a PLA in there.
Yeah.
So Earl was pretty much excluded, but he had another company that went in there. That was Union. I forget the name of it.
Well, he pays them off?
I don't know how that worked out. He has another union company, supposedly. And but they were fourth, whatever. So now the new thing is anything over $5 million, they want to put a PLA in there to protect the contractors.
Who put that in place? The state?
Burlington did. They
just so that's county by county.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Like say for instance, Cherry Hill, we just finished an $8 million road program. He didn't bid at that time. That was last year. Now they're coming out with another one bigger, right? So I know the 172 talking to Chris Cole saying, "Hey, you got to do something. You got to protect us contractors. You have to protect us. Because they're always non-unions taking work from everybody." And so we're talking about the Cherry Hill job. So they're trying to get in with Cherry Hill to get a PLA going on that job. It's about to be a $12 to $15 million job. And we tell Cherry Hill, say, listen, call Burlington. They have the template for it. They just have it. Just use theirs, and to protect. So it's not fair because Earl and his plant right there, he'll eat that job right up.
Yeah, that's kind of scary. I mean, can the state do that?
I don't know if the state has safeguards like that. I really don't.
You would think they could. I mean, you would think something could be done like on a state level.
Maybe they do. I do not. Evidently, it's out there, right? So I don't know who puts it to use, what level. State, I mean, the county does. Townships can, But again, I don't know how they want to go about it.
Good for you, Burlington.
Yeah, so that's good for you.
It is. Yeah. It's good for everyone.
It's good for you.
It's good for all of us. So you walked into union companies right after you got out of the county, right?
Right into union. Yep.
Were you? I mean, did you have like a union background or?
No, nothing.
So what? I mean. Was there at any point where you were like, why are we doing this?
Doing what? Like what?
Like why? Like why are we a union contractor? I mean, you kind of have to be.
We have to be. So, my old boss, he used to do a lot of work with South State. South State was always union, right? So he's union. The Teamsters, the finishers, we had them all, and it was the only way to go, right? I'm not going to do the commercial work. I mean, these guys, these developments will ask me, hey, you come over here and give us a price. I said, I can't compete with these guys. There's no way, you know. And so I said, we stick with union and we're good. You know, there's no. I rather it's cleaner. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Payrolls. I'm not screwing anybody. Yeah, you come to work for me. You work hard, and you get your pay, and you get your pension, and your bennies paid. You know, so yeah, I won't go away from that. No way. No.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
So, but it's working out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, anything crazy going on now? Winding down, and we're going to pick it up again. I think we're going to get it going again. Hey, listen, these last 3-4 winters, they've been pretty mild, so it's afforded us to work. And these guys, their hours, man, 1,600-1,800 hours. It's crazy. Yeah. And so when I first came into it, we always had a winter, right? It's cold and it was snow. I don't have that shit now anymore. Right? So if you're able to get working, work. Yeah.
So we'll work, you know? Yeah. And they want to work. So, they get laid off. Hey, when we come back to work. So, first you want to get laid off. Now you want to come back to work. Well,
Usually, I feel like most guys just need a week sometimes. You just need a good week to just...
A week or two.
Yeah.
Clear your mind.
Yeah. Once you get to that third week, you're like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. Now, you guys, I know, I see you guys mill and pave, especially, I've seen it with our jobs. You still going to start at 8 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, I hate that.
So 8 o'clock, and then I'll come back. I'll go look at the job.
They've been more
5, 6 o'clock. They're still out there. So how much overtime you guys are having there? It's crazy.
Yeah.
How do you figure that into a job?
Yeah.
But you do it.
They do.
But those guys, my guys are tired, right? Lifting forms up. But those guys are long days, man.
It's not depending on what you're doing, but if you're paving, you're not really killing yourself.
No, but you're in the heat.
The heat kills you. You're walking, you're moving.
Yeah.
If you're doing cul-de-sacs, that'll. But if you're on a cleanup crew,
right,
behind the mill, then
I got you.
You're just smoked.
Right, yeah.
And then my job is pretty non-labor intensive.
Well, you're a TCC guy, right?
Yeah. It's the best job in the union. Best job anyone could have.
Everybody wants a TCC now. That's mandatory now.
Everyone I talk to is like, dude, I ain't doing that.
Hey, they have
I'm
classes.
You're nuts.
172 I'll have classes for. I told my guys, I have a couple guys. I think we got 4 TCC guys. I said, what's all harm in getting it? You're off anyway, right? Just go. It's a week class.
Do you have a truck? Do you have the equipment?
Yeah, we have the 3 crash trucks and all that. We got a sign truck and all that. So
cool.
Yeah. So yeah.
You have good TCCs?
Yeah. Yeah, they're good guys. Yeah, they're good. So, but that's all. You go on a county job, man. Where's your TCC at? I need a plan. And I said, well, we're going to use a plan that we bid. He goes, no, that's not good enough. That's only like a template. All right, template. I said, we give them a new plan.
Who does the plans?
They beat the shit out of it. What's that?
Who does the plans?
Well, we send it out to a company out in Ohio.
They do the traffic plans?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, we'll tell them what we want and the streets involved or whatever, and they'll submit a plan following New Jersey METCD standards. And then it's all plotted on the plan. It's pretty good. And then we submit it. And, any changes, we'll send it back or tell them what has to be changed, and they send it back. So it's fairly inexpensive, too, considering,
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, it works out pretty good. But you still have to, I'll put a TC plan together. I have the METC book there. Dave will do it. We'll just do it. The signs are right there, right? So you know what you need, and you just turn it in. So if it fails, it fails. We'll just add to it or make a little change here and there. So
we met at CrossFit.
Good old CrossFit.
You're still getting it.
I love it.
I love it too.
I mean, it'll be 10 years. So
you look great, by the way.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah. I love it. I mean, I started at Jersey Devil there, right? Then COVID comes, shuts it down. We had no place to go it's crazy.
Were you there before they went to Adrenaline?
Yeah. I was there Yeah, the funniest thing is my wife started there, right? And she goes, and it was her joints would bother her and all that. She goes, you should go here. You would love it. I said, nah, I ain't going to that shit. I went, hooked.
It's so competitive.
Hooked, man.
Yeah.
But I used to get hurt like crazy.
I
was like retarded. Like, what am I doing, right?
Yeah.
Right. And but it's somewhat of a cult, right? So everybody there, it's family, right? So went to Adrenaline, and we all go there, and then that gets dissolved. Everybody's like, what this? It was weird because these people you see all the time, work out with them and all that, and it just didn't work out over there. And we've been looking for a place.
Are you still looking to start something?
At some point, there's nothing around, right? So if
There's
there
no
was
building space around?
no, nothing, nothing in the area. We still.
I can't believe you can't find anything. You can't find a plot of land to put like a pole barn up on?
I mean, I don't want to build. I mean, over here, Pinelands, that's another process. I don't want to do no parts of that. So the easiest thing was to go to RDT there in Mays Landing.
It's a great gym.
I love it. Other than the drive. But people are great there. You've been there, right? So yeah. So I mean, a lot of the people from Jersey go there, Jersey Devil, and it's great. It's great. And what I learned over there is the philosophy is a little bit different than they say when we're doing it at Jersey. Less heavy weight over there, more cardio, more body weight. Where at Jersey we do more. A lot of like the weight program. Then we do a let's say a Metcon, right? So another workout after that. After that, you're shot. You're done. But over there, it's they have a different mentality. So the guy that owns it, he's a physical therapist, and he does it right. And I think like you're less injured. Like I don't feel like when I get out of bed in the morning like broken, right? And
yeah, they don't do a lot of like that quick twitch stuff. Not as much.
No, like it's just a lot more cardio, but the durations are shorter.
Brute cardio though.
Yeah.
It's like row.
Right, row. Then you go into like like you do burpee or you do pull ups, right? But they're short duration workouts, so you're not there for an hour. You're there for an hour in time, but you're stretching. Then you do somewhat of a little bit of weights, Then you go right into the workout, But it's good. Yeah,
I never did a weight class there. I always ever did Saturdays. There's
not that many. Like say for instance, like I went last night. It was like Mondays are like more of a friggin' crazy fucking workouts, man. Like you're shot. And I always tell people said like you either like it, CrossFit. Let's say for instance, you like it or you don't. There's no in between because the in-between person never comes again. And the person that doesn't like it's never going to come again. And the person that's there, you're fucking psychotic because you're like after these workouts, you're like your workout to nauseum. You're going to puke. Yeah. But for something, the next day you're back again. Like, all right, what am I doing, right? But I like it.
It's weird, isn't it?
It works though. It works and. It works for me, and like growing up, going to the gym, looking in the mirror, doing the same stupid exercises all the time. Now, this is just a variation, body muscles all change and all that, But I love it.
It's a sport.
Yeah,
it really
it's
is.
crazy.
Like lifting weights is boring to me now.
It is. There's no. Are you doing the same thing? All right.
Yeah, I mean, you can put your tunes in, and like if it's 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you bench press, shoulder press, deadlifts, squat or whatever.
Just to get moving.
Yeah.
That's what I've been trying to go in the morning. The only time I have is morning now. That's
I remember the last time I saw you was it the Murph he did? And,
I died.
He died. Yeah, I remember you saying that.
I died. I came back to life a year later.
I couldn't believe that.
Oh, I was hungover.
You're a lot thinner now. You like you said, you lost a lot of weight. Yeah, you lost quite a bit of weight.
I came in. Yeah, but you know what? That was like my 4th Murph in a row, and I was not at my highest weight.
Were you smoking then or no? No. Okay.
But I drank a lot
Did
that
you?
night before. But for some reason, I don't know what it is. When I drink on a Friday night and I go do CrossFit in the morning on Saturday, I sweat it out and I'm fine. It's like no problem.
Yeah.
But that day,
Yeah. Well,
I knew from the first half mile, I was like, oh boy.
I think it was hot that day too.
I'm done.
I think.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing you on Saturdays, and I didn't know you at the time. I said, who's this fucking guy, right? He's a big dude, right? And real serious and all that. And you're pushing a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see you at the apron. I said, this guy, yeah. With the family. Then we just, we clicked and all that. But, yeah, it's good. I think you'll go back to it.
Yeah. I would love to.
Yeah.
I would love to. It's I just don't have time after work.
I get it. I get it. Yeah, it's hard. So the class at 6:30. I get home. My wife scrambles to make dinner. Then I'm out. Right.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. Like during the summer, we're all busy, right? So we're driving. Like I drive. Do I want to drive again? Another half hour there. And sometimes I have a gym in the house, so I'll look at the workout. If it's something stupid, I say I ain't gonna drive over there. I'll just do it at my house, So, but
that is nice that you get the, because I buy the a la carte. Like I'll get 10 classes.
That's what I got. Yeah.
Because then, if I'm working past there,
right,
I can stop in the morning.
Right.
And then I could go to work.
Yeah, I have the same plan because I can't commit to the month, right?
Yeah.
So even though I'll try to get 3 times a weekend, I don't go there on Saturdays because between walking the dogs, then my wife and I go get breakfast in the morning. I don't want to rush out of the house or nothing like that. Just, I had enough, And if I want to work out, at home. So
you go to the apron every Saturday morning?
No, yeah, Saturday we go, yeah. My wife and I.
Like that new taxiway?
Yeah, you guys did it. Yeah, it's good.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. We'll go there. Yeah, we'll go there. Mary's. We'll switch it up. The apron, I like the apron.
I'll tell you what's wild working on a runway. Because,
you had to get clearance?
They land.
Oh, did it? There's no restrictions?
There's restrictions. I mean, we put a traffic plane out, big 60-foot X's.
Right.
That, blowing in the. They're tarps. They give you tarps, and you got to hold them down with sandbags.
Really?
And, dude, if it's windy, there's no. I mean, they're just taking right off on you.
That's crazy.
Well, I guess most people, this is the first time anyone's ever done it.
Right,
so most people just paint, plywood yellow. But because it was our first time, we had no idea. We got these tarps that are, aerial tarps. Right. I don't know. And dude, they were just a mess. I mean, you would come back 2 hours later, they'd be like.
But you did the taxiways, right? Did you do actual runways too, or not?
No, but we did have to shut the runway down a couple times for one thing or another.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys eat breakfast over there?
I didn't.
You didn't eat breakfast over there.
Mm-mm. The inspector was in there constantly with his family.
No, for real?
Yeah, you go in there, he'd be on his computer, his wife, his kids are there. I'm like, hey.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's all good. Yeah. That's good, man.
So no more, so you're, how you're done pursuing, looking for a spot? Alex's gym?
Yeah,
AG Fitness?
I'll look at it. I'll look, so for instance, Elm Firehouse. Now, supposedly they lost the firehouse now that they're going to go to Cedarbrook. But we reached out twice and nobody contacts us back.
Well, who owns that?
I don't know if it's a bunch of people. I know Anthony Donia.
That'd be a perfect spot.
Ideal. It's ideal. You can't run. You have to run in the fields in the back. But there's really nothing out there. It's substantial.
You could pave a track.
You could do that. But actually, what would be good? You know where Polyvel is?
Yeah.
So right next to it is it's got to mix all the mozzarellas.
I told you about that.
Oh, you already told me. Yeah. What happened? You're the one that gave me the lead.
He wasn't interested. I guess he's got that warehouse.
But it's empty. There's nobody. There's nobody there.
I know, but he's got it. He's just got junk in there. You don't feel like moving it.
That'd be ideal.
Yeah.
Ideal.
That'd be a great spot.
Sure. But I don't know. Well, I mean, at some point, maybe
I keep my eyes. I mean, my eyes are always peeled. I'm always like, oh man, because I would love to have a gym in Hamilton again.
Yeah. But hey, something will turn up at some point. So we're not disinterested. No, we have the 3 other partners I was going to have. They're still looking, But it's got to be right. It's got.
Who's going to do it with you?
Well, I had this Eric Copenhaver and Bob Odell. Mm-hmm. So these guys they're all CrossFitters. Yeah. Oh, and
they were they got RDT too.
Yeah. So we were the main three guys that were going to hit it. So we thought we had the one place there behind Primo's there. It's a standalone building. It was small. It was only like 1,800 square, but we would have made it work, right? And then we just couldn't. With too many voices, right? So, and we just couldn't make a decision. And by the time we signed the paper, it was already somebody took it from us. It's a tattoo place now.
That sucks.
So, but I don't know. We'll see.
What are you gonna do? Just like exclusively CrossFit? Or are you gonna open it up for like?
Well, you got open gym.
Yeah,
it'd be basically
because you know what's lacking in this town now is a gym that's like good for women. I mean, adrenaline is just a.
Well, I gotta tell you something.
You know,
this RDT, 80% are women.
I know that.
Right. So
but in Hamilton, there's nothing. We have nothing. It's just Planet.
Yeah.
And no one likes that.
Right. Yeah. Planet, and you got adrenaline, right? Yeah. If you want, I mean, I'd rather have an open space gym, right? But again, you have to have the space, you know. And I mean, at some point, something will come around. Something will come around.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
then we'll revisit it, you know. Like I'm still interested in it, and I know that the other two guys or whomever, even like all the members that let's say left Adrenaline or was part of Jersey Devil, they want to do it.
Yeah.
You know? But we'll get
Especially in the wintertime. You can't be working
know.
out at your house too much.
No, I know.
Yeah.
No. But we'll get it going. We'll get something going.
What do you you think of any names yet?
We had one. What the hell is it called? We had one called Peak Fitness, and I forget what the other was. We had a few. We had a few. Yeah, we would meet at the office. We were serious. We had it all together. We had it close. We were close. Then that one just the lady pulled it right from us.
Damn it.
So, but it would have been ideal. It would have been a little small, but we would have scheduled it so that there would have been no more than like 12 in a class, right? So you go to this RDT, man. He's got 25 people.
Oh my God, it's enormous.
But 25 people starting at 5:30 in the morning. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And he's got over 200 members, and it's growing. But he does it right. He's doing it right, you know.
They got the sauna and the cold baths too, which is that's like a huge thing.
Yeah, and he's a PT, so he's got his office next door, and so so the whole point was going there. It was seeing how he functioned, you know, and basically use that model that he has, and if we do open something and make that part of it, you know, because it's working for him. And we're just gonna see. We're gonna see.
Cool. What else? Anything interesting? How about these drones?
I hear about them. I don't see them. But I don't know. I don't know what kind of opinion I have on it, to be honest with you.
Is it unsettling? Don't you find it unsettling?
Well, again, where's it coming from, right? Now, it's a privacy issue, right? You got these things hovering over your house, or let's say, for instance, the summer. You're outside in the summer, all of a sudden these friggin' drones, or you don't know what they're doing. They're scoping you out. And it's more on the privacy end. I mean, I don't think...
I just think it's weird they're in our airspace, and they're not supposed to be.
There's too much.
Who knows?
There's too much technology.
That's what happens when you don't give answers, is everyone just is like, it's aliens, it's China, it's Russia, it's it's Iran.
Well, listen.
It's us.
When we had that balloon, right?
Yeah.
It came from China, and there was nobody knew what was going on, and you had to shoot it.
I mean, like, I know we were gathering intelligence from this balloon. Like, it was doing us better. It was better serving us in the sky than it was shooting it out of the sky.
With the one from China?
Yeah.
But China was gathering all information on us, right?
They
let it go a little too long.
Well, I think that we determined we can gather way more information on this thing right now. Like, let's just let it go and continue to eat up information and then once it got to the point where, like, just before it was out of our space, then we shot it down.
Shot it down the ocean, yeah. But, I mean, technology is great, but, man,
that's ballsy, though.
That's crazy.
Just send a balloon over America like that. It's really close, though. You ever see, like, a globe?
Yeah.
Of It's right there next to Alaska.
Well, it's Alaska and Russia.
Yeah, they're right there.
They're right
you
there.
can almost swim.
Yeah. You freeze, but
Man, it would be pretty cold. Imagine.
But yeah, that is it is scary in a way. Like too much going on.
Do you think they engineer roads different in Alaska than they do in New Jersey?
Most definitely. But there's no population out there.
But what do you think do you think they're better engineered in New Jersey?
Absolutely.
But don't you think that the maintenance is like you can't, like there's no way that they have construction in Alaska like they do in New Jersey, right? Like the just the volume of road work. Just because it's so cold,
it's cold.
night,
So what do you got? You got Anchorage and Juneau, right? The two biggest cities there. Outside of that, you're going through the wilderness. I mean, how much traffic are you going to get out there? You know, but and you're limited on work. Your stations of work, right? So you're only going to work so many months out of the year because come cold, it starts in October.
Yeah, but say you build a road, I mean, you might not be able to repave that, or you might not be able to, redo that road for way longer than you. Like, you'd probably have to wait 25, 30, 40 years before you can even get back to it because, like the...
Well,
right?
Again, it all depends on volume. If it's beat up, let's say if they're mining somewhere and you got these big ukes running up and down the street, different story. But I'm sure they would design it. Now, you come into Jersey or whatever, and you got so many freaking cars you got around here. It's crazy. Every 5 years. I mean, these roads were originally supposed to be designed or last 10 to 15 years. Now they're redoing them every 5 because they're just wearing out, or they need more. It's just like the accessibility of everything. Like I always get pissed off. Like me and my wife will be going somewhere down the pike. I said, man, Jersey's everybody's always making a left. You ever notice? They're always making a friggin' left. It's crazy. Yeah. And I'm always behind that car that's making a left. And then you're worried about somebody in the back, rear end you or whatever. But like the volume, like you go to Cherry Hill now, forget about it.
Route 70 is horrendous.
That whole stretch, like say from Berlin all the way to say the Promenade, they used to be all orchards, like apple and peach orchards.
Yeah, cherries too,
right? Yeah. Now look at it, right? It's all developed. It's like it's every freaking day there's a freaking building going up and there's more cars but what's funny is when you're heading towards home. And you get off, let's say, 73 onto 30, you see the traffic just dies. Yeah. You're just like 5 minutes in your home. There's nothing going on, other than the people that are walking on the side of the road you're going to watch. You don't even run them over. And but outside of that, like I couldn't. So when we first got married, we lived in Marlton. We lived 4 years. We lived on the corner of Green Tree and Eastboro Medford Road. Nice townhouse development all. But man, like I'm telling you, like you look out your window, there's cars, and like you have everything there, right? Everything is there, but it takes forever to get to that store or whatever because it's traffic.
Well, there's a lot of cut throughs. Like I lived in Cherry Hill for a year, and very quickly you figure like like the grid there they're just perfect squares. Yeah. So. Yeah. If 73 sucks, you just like cut through a neighborhood. You get exactly where you're going.
But you want to go to Cherry Hill Mall, you go down Haddonfield. It's a joke.
It's a joke.
It's like it's too much. Like you get frustrated. Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, I drive enough during the day. Like, do I want to just get tied up in traffic and all that? Nah, it's much.
How about these electric vehicles? You think they're going to have a big impact on the roads?
They're heavy.
They're very heavy. They're 6,000 pounds apiece.
They're heavy.
They're fast as fuck.
Yeah, they're fast. So
you ever drive? You drive them?
No. So
they're awesome.
We went to Italy, my wife and I, a couple of years ago. So we landed in Rome and we had to meet 2 other couples in Siena. And our driver was there. He takes us to the vehicle and he had a Tesla. Right? And I've never been in a Tesla or nothing. This fucking car, man. Like
it took off?
Jeez. And they have the Autobahn there, right? Yeah. Autostrade. And this guy's going like, he was going like 158 kilometers an hour. So he's doing like $1 something, but there's nobody on the road. Yeah. But I got to tell you what, the Tesla, it's fast, but the ride's not good. It's like terrible.
Really?
Stiff as a board.
It is stiff.
Stiff. The interior's old. Like they really gotta
It is
make it
stiff.
more luxurious inside.
But the motor,
Oh, they're fast, man. Thing's always on. It's always on. Oh, they'll eat you up on the straightaway, you know. But yeah, I'm not one for electric cars.
Yeah.
No.
I wasn't either until I drove one. Now I want one.
You do?
Yeah.
So you're limited, right? So you're limited to so many miles. Then you have to charge it up, right? So you go get.
But I don't drive over 200 miles ever.
Yeah, but if you want to go distance, right? Well, I think on their map, doesn't it chart like where the charging stations are? Everybody's got them now.
Yeah.
But
it takes a while to charge. I mean,
right?
It takes you gotta sit there for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. But
who wants to do that? You get gas, 5 minutes, you're out.
I don't go on many long distance trips ever.
Well, you got the little kids, so.
Yeah.
But I'd rather stick to gas.
Yeah. I mean, for a work car, you know, like a base model Tesla, you get like a $12,000 rebate or something. Like you could walk out of there if you trade your vehicle in and without spending a penny. I don't know, 10 grand. You financing 10 grand.
Then you got to set up a system at the house, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how much that costs. What's that going to cost you? I don't even know what that is.
Can't be much. I mean, my father-in-law's an electrician. I'm sure
so they'll set it up for you. But yeah, I mean,
and then you just plug it in every night. You wake up, you got a full tank of gas.
Yeah. Like Tesla's a great looking car. I like them, but there's a lot of. I mean, these electric cars, they're beautiful. I mean, a lot of them.
The Hummer, the new Hummer.
Hummer is pretty sharp. It's sharp looking.
It looks good.
Yeah, I just don't get the way why you see the way it goes to the side. You ever see that commercial? Like the tires.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know what the point. What's the reason for that?
So you don't have to parallel park.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. You just pull up next to the spot and then.
That's crazy.
Over.
That's crazy. How about you with the self-driving? What's your?
I mean, I just like driving, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion yet. It's cool.
We were in Vegas, and Audi had cars that were doing that. It was the oddest thing to see nobody in the driver's seat, but there was a guy in the passenger seat. So they were doing some kind of, I don't know, it was a demo. It was very odd, but I can't see like selfless driving cars.
It's going to take over. It's going to take a ton of jobs. It's going to take a ton of jobs because, these companies, it might cost them, I don't know, $1 million for a freight, like a freight truck. You know what I mean, an 18-wheeler. But if you don't need a driver for it, then you're not paying anyone. You're not restricted by 11 hours of drive time and 8 hours of rest. You're not you could just send it and it just goes. And
I know, but I don't know. They say the technology is great.
Yeah.
On it.
I mean, look, I talk to, and I mention this all the time, but I talked to Chase Barber, owner of Edison Motors. He is in production for electric semis, and they're powered by a diesel motor. So if you got to go fuel up, you go get diesel, and that diesel generator powers the electric motors.
That's a good idea. So what's the benefit though?
You get the electric motor because it's fast and it's a superior motor.
But you're still paying for the diesel, so you have right.
Yeah. It's not a cost thing. It's not a environment thing. He just thinks that the electric motor is a superior motor to like anything else. And the torque on it. I mean, the torque on it's insane. The power is.
They're strong.
You should see these videos. I mean, he's loaded with logs, double trailers loaded with logs, and this thing's just.
Yeah. They're powerful. I know that.
It's nuts.
Yeah, they're powerful. But yeah, that's the new thing. That's going to be probably another 5 years. You'd be surprised. You're going to see a lot of that.
Well, there's going to be driverless vehicles. I mean, you'll have an option to buy a truck, a work truck.
Yeah.
And you could be like, send this thing to just we need forms.
Yeah.
Go to the yard, go get forms.
Yeah.
The truck just goes to the yard. Someone loads it up. It goes right back to the crew. No one has to leave the job. No.
You're gonna have robo-taxi coming out now shortly. That's another. And that's gonna. You talk about taking jobs away.
No more Uber.
That's gonna be a big thing.
They said you could start now, and you could like invest in those the automated vehicles and just use it as an Uber, and it just like you just buy it and then it just like works for you and you just make money off it.
How about that?
That's just. but you need to.
A lot going on, but I don't know.
There is a lot going on. It's
A lot
fucking
going on.
wild.
It's
It's
crazy,
wild,
man.
And there's drones, UFOs flying all over the place.
You know, your kids are little, so I mean, I can't imagine what they're going to be seeing in another 15, 20 years.
I think there's going to be cars in the sky by the time they drive.
No doubt.
Well, yeah, and roadwork's going to take a shit if that happens.
Yeah. So,
Don't need no roads. What are we going to do then?
yeah, I'll be out of the worry about
Yeah,
it.
don't need no sidewalk in the sky.
Yeah, I'll be out of that. So, but
All right, man. Dude, thank you so much
this
for
is
coming
awesome,
in, dude.
man.
I really appreciate
this
your
is
time.
great,
It's really
man.
cool coming in.
Good
Thanks
luck
for
with
answering.
it. Good luck with it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny too.
Yeah, man.
Very
Thanks for your
good.
time. I really appreciate it. We'll be talking soon, I'm
Yep.
sure.
Sounds good.
Drag me out to CrossFit.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night at CrossFit 6:30.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks,
Thank you.
Steven. Yep.